Hey guys, it's Amy at Zoe Beck, and I'm going to do my weekly reading update for January 12th, 2025. So if you can hear the laundry in the background, I am sorry. I started it. I wasn't thinking. I brought it down thinking, oh, I'll start it after I finish filming, and then I just started it. It was just an automatic thing. So if you can hear it, I apologize. It's just going to be through this video. I don't want to wait for it to get done. So, because I'm revving to go, and then I don't want to do anything today. So today is Sunday, and it's kind of foggy and cold, not cold as in snow cold, just wet cold from rain. So I don't want to do a whole lot today. So I'm going to try to get this done early so I don't have to do much else today. So, my last update was, again, everything that I had read in December while I was on hiatus. And then this is everything in the new year. So it's technically a week and a half, but I didn't finish anything until the 5th of January because of what I was reading and how my reading was going. So we're just gonna jump in. I've read a lot of smaller things and a lot of library books. So I had a couple of my holds come in that I was not expecting right now. And then I also just borrowed some stuff from the library when I didn't need to. It was just a library moment. I let myself have it, and then I'm gonna try this week to clear the decks, get rid of read everything that I have, and then get back to reading my own books. I think it was just my response to telling myself I have to read off my shelf, and then the first thing I do is go to or get stuff from the library. I think that's just, I have a problem being a mood reader and being a reader that doesn't like to be told what I have to do. So I think that's part of my problem. So anyway, so other than that, there's nothing else going on. I had a great day with my parents yesterday, so that was really nice. My dad and I did go to Pal's over at Cedar Hills, so it's the smaller location, but the one close to me. So that was kind of fun. We didn't spend a lot, but I spent one of my gift cards from Christmas. So I think we'll still have a bigger trip to downtown Portland later in the year because we usually go once a year. But now we don't have to go, like, you know, we don't have to rush it because this last year we waited so late. I just wanted to do it earlier. So maybe around my birthday in May, we might go again. But I only bought 2 books. So really my buying is going well, even though I'm using the library. So I'm not evening out yet of books off my shelf and what I purchased, but we'll work on it in the second half of the month. Anyway, so let's talk about the books that I read, the ones I'm in the middle of, and what I think I'm going to read in the next week. So first and foremost, I finally finished my reread of The 5 Greatest Warriors by Matthew Riley. I've been trying to read this on and off over the last year and a half. It wasn't the book's fault. It really was just, I've read this before, but I didn't remember a whole lot about it because it'd been over 10 years. And so I was rereading it because I've reread the other 2 books in the series so that I can continue this series and finally finish it because it is complete. So it's a 7-book series. This is book number 3. And I just want to get this done. This is an action adventure, military, prophecies, kind of, you know, that are cosmic kind of thing. They're so unrealistic, but they're just so much fun and very easy reads. As I said, I would only pick this up when I was in the mood for it, so that's why it took so long. And it's like 564 pages. So again, I would read it in chunks, but then I would set it down for months. And again, it was a reread, so I wasn't forcing myself to get it done. So it did take me a long time to get it done, but I'm hoping to pick up book 4 in the next couple months so that I can try to read the last 4 books and finish this series this year. But at least I want to read the next book fairly soon. So again, Jack West Jr. is the name of the series. It's the main character in this. And I just really adored this series. It's just fun. Like, it's not like the best thing ever. He has a tendency to have a lot of graphics and things, and there's like booby traps and things and stuff. Like, it's kind of Indiana Jones and military, and as said, there's prophecies. And the first book kind of stands on its own, and then the next 2, book 2 and 3, are kind of a duology, kind of another thing. So I don't know how book 4 is going to go. I don't know where we're going in that one. At least that's how it feels so far. So we'll see when I get farther into the series. But so far, I'm really enjoying it. If you want some action adventure, I would try the 7 Deadly Wonders because it's just a fun ride. I just enjoy those. And I've been meaning to finish this series for years. So I want to get that done. That day, I also read the first volume of Cardcaptor Sakura Clear Card, which is The series I did not know existed. I didn't actually realize that it was a new series. I had seen them at the bookstores, but I didn't realize it was a whole nother series. I didn't realize that Clamp had continued. So Clamp is for women who are a group who have been doing manga from I think the late 80s. So I've read almost everything by them, but they went on hiatus at one point due to medical things. And then I didn't realize that they had picked up some series. So when I was looking into it for another series that I completed in December, I found out that this series is. So this is a magical girl series. This is the third part to it. I reread the first 12 volumes, the first 2 sections of the story. So I don't have any idea what happens this one. They're now in middle school and things are happening again and changing, and it's magic with these cards, and she is there's something's happening and they're changing. This series so far is at least 16 volumes. I don't know. I don't think that's the end, but I'm not sure. I just know it was continuing. I know the 16th book is coming out in March, but I have all 15 out from the library now. I got them, the last 7 of them, on Thursday. So I have all of them. So I read the first one on the 5th to make sure I did want to ask for all the volumes, and I did get them. So this is going to be, as I said, I'm hoping this week to get to those. So we'll see what happens. But I did read the first one and I enjoyed it. So I'm interested to see what happens. And then I can't remember. Yeah, this is on the same day. So I did do my buddy read with Berner's Bookish Adventures. We've been reading the Love at Stake series, and we are nearly done. This is book number 15 out of 16. So one more book next month to finish the series off. This is How to Seduce a Vampire Without Really Trying by Carolyn Sparks. I would say this was one of the really good ones in this series. These are paranormal romance series with vampires and shifters and some other things. This is I have a great step back on this one. So anyway, this one was just, these are funny, and the romance is really good between the characters. This was a good dynamic. I liked these ones, with one of the vampires meeting another person who was not what he thought. Anyway, and then has to do with his past and her past and things that they are both protecting. And then we get to see a lot of the characters from the whole series. It was some really great twists in here, I thought, and I'm really excited to see how we're going to go into the last book, how that's going to play out. So I think we both pretty much enjoyed it. So as I said, we have one more and then we are done with that series, so that'll be interesting. So then I had time to listen to something after that day at work, and I decided to pick up a reread. My dad has my physical book, so I picked up the audiobook from the library, and that is The Life-Changing Magic of Tidying Up by Marie Kondo. So I had read this years ago, like when it came out, because I come from we're very cluttery. We're not like, I would not say we are hoarders or anything like that, but we have a tendency to hang on to things that we don't really need in my family. That's kind of how it goes. So, I've gone through periods where I have gotten rid of stuff, but I think I've been in this house now long enough that, I went through a closet with my mom in my guest bedroom because I was making room for my bookshelves that I put in there because I needed more space. And that felt really good. We got rid of a lot of stuff that I had just been storing that I don't need. So and then right now I'm doing my book inventory. And again, it's not in her way of doing it. That's not the first thing she wants you to tackle. But books to me are majorly important. So I did them first because I know my taste in what I want to keep. And so again, I've gotten rid of quite a few in my unhaul in December. And then I guess that as I go through the book inventory, I will continue to unhaul. So I kind of started with the book section. So I'm going to go back and at least do the clothing part, which is the first part you do. So I think she has some really good tips. I read this book to kind of refresh them. There's some things I don't agree with her on. As I said, the book's you know, she's all talking about read them one and done, and then it's gone. Or if you buy it and then it takes you years to get to it, you're never going to read it. And I call foul on that because I pulled out a lot of backlist books off my shelf all the time. So, you know, I have my own criteria for my book inventory, which is fine because that is my love. So it sparks joy for me. So anyway, point is that I listened to that. I'm glad I did that, even though I don't, you know, as I said, my dad has my physical book. So he said he saw it the other day, so he might give it back to me at some point. But he's had it for like 8 or 9 years. I don't know. But anyway, so I did enjoy that. And then the next day I listened to Spark Joy by Marie Kondo. So, okay, so the life-changing magic of tidying up was narrated by Emily Zoe Zeller. You know, I forgot to say what this one audiobook too was. But Spark Joy was done by Suma Lee Mentano. And both of them were translated by the same person, which I forgot to mention. It is in here. Kathy Hirano. So both of those are that. Really quickly, the audiobook narrator on this one was Amy Ruminate. And it's really funny because this is one of those series where the narrator changes in every book. So that's why I always forget. Because it's kind of a weird series that way. Anyway, so I listened to Spark Joy. So this one is a more in-depth look at each step that you do in the KonMari method. Sorry, I should have said that earlier. That's what the nickname is for her way she does stuff. And this kind of more goes in depth. So I think this is a really good companion to the life-changing magic of tidying up, because this kind of really connects with it. Like, it goes into more detail about why she does that. So again, I still don't agree on the book part. And again, but other than that, I think there's a lot of great tips in here. And again, as I said, I do want to start doing sections of my house, and clothing is the thing where I have tons of stuff to get rid of. Mostly a lot of stuff that's just worn that I haven't got rid of, and some old stuff I'm never going to wear again. And I just want to make space in my closet because it is overflowing with stuff I don't wear. So anyway, I really enjoyed listening to this and giving me ideas for stuff. So I'm glad I kind of took that. I think it's kind of the New Year thing where you pick something you want to focus on to change. And again, I've done Atomic Habits over the years as one of the first nonfictions I read. But this year I picked Marie Kondo and talking about reorganizing and, you know, tidying up and stuff. So anyway, so I did enjoy those, which I have one more thing about her, or a couple more things with her a little later. So anyway, I think then, so what I was physically reading for a few days there was the Dallergut Dream Department Store by Mi Ling Lee, translated by Sandy Jusan Lee. So this is a Korean bestseller, #1 bestseller, and I am trying to not just always buy Japanese, which is funny because again, I just read the Kondo and those are both Japanese translated. Anyway, so this one is translated from the Korean. As I said, I would say that most of the translated works that I focus on are Japanese or French for different reasons in my life. Like I've been attracted to those. So I need to get some more of, kind of books that are, I don't know, fun and not fun and light, but you know, like these kind of looking at life, but with a magical realism kind of tint. So this is dealing with, is her name Penny? Yeah, Penny. So she works at this department store that sells dreams, and so it's pretty much like kind of an alternate kind of reality of the real world. It kind of feels like that, where people, when they're dreaming, they come to this store and buy a dream, and what they do is they buy it's not kind of on a credit, but they get the dream and then they go home, and then if something good comes of it or something, they get a certain feeling out of it, that kind of pays the department store back. So it's kind of you buy it and then they get something in return. It's kind of an interesting concept, but it's really an interesting look at different people's lives and things that they focus on and how dreams have kind of are, you know, their dreams of what they want to do or things that have happened, how that kind of affects them. And it's really kind of a bizarre world. I really want to read the second one just because I think it'll be fun. Again, these aren't perfect, but I found it really fun because again, sometimes I'm just like, why would you say that? But other than that, they're just weird. It's very, very surreal in a lot of ways. So I did enjoy this. And again, this is one of the books I bought last year for, you know, and it's a translated work. So again, my goal this year was read a lot of translated works. I didn't mean to do it all within the first couple weeks of January, but heck, I'm not going to get too mad because I read nonfiction as well, nonfiction self-help, as well as some translated works. So anyway, I really liked that one. I think it was just fun and light. As I said, I enjoyed it, and I really want to read the second one. But the second one, I don't think comes out for a little bit, or the size that matches that one doesn't come out until like July and something in the UK. So I'm probably gonna wait for that. Anyway, and then as I said, on Thursday I went to the library because this book came in that I asked for when it first came out, and I was just later on the list than other people, and that is Will Prescribe You a Cat by Shio, I think it is, Ishida. This is translated from the Japanese by E. Madison Shimoda. So this was another magical realism kind of take on, this one has 5 stories of people who go to this clinic is for the soul, and they go there because of certain problems in their lives, or they accidentally go to it, and the doctor there prescribes them a cat, and they take a cat home, and how it changed their, you know, how it changes their life. And it was, I think I really liked the first and the last one. Again, they're interconnected, so I mean, you do have to read all of them to kind of get everything, all the details and stuff. I think I did see that this also has a sequel, but it's not translated yet. And it doesn't show, I don't show that that's in the works yet. But the first and 5th story I really liked. The second and the 4th story I liked, but they were just, I mean, they were more on the okay side. And I did not like the middle story because I did not like the main character to that one. I felt really bad for the character's child and what happened with that. And there was just things in there that I did not like. And it kind of upset me. I guess I was just upset for the child more. But I mean, again, there is that things are happening and changing and stuff. But I still felt like, I was so mad at her. And it was the shortest section, luckily. But I did not like that middle section. But the rest of it I really enjoyed, and I like the way I caught the twist earlier, but I liked the way that it was kind of revealed more later in the book of how this went. So I just thought it was cute. As I said, I got it from the library, so I'm not sure I'll pick up a copy at some point, maybe later when it's paperback. But we'll see, especially if they bring out the second one. We'll see. But I did enjoy that one. But that came from the library, and again, I asked for that months ago, and it finally showed up. So that is what I did. But a book I listened to from the library that was kind of more on a whim, because I saw this book as one of the listed books for Barnes & Noble for, I think, their January picks, and it was their nonfiction pick, Your Brain on Art, How the Arts Transform Us by Susan Magsamen and Ivy Ross. And it was narrated by Ellen Jameson. So this was a really interesting book on neuroscience and how our brains react with art and how that can change the way we perceive other things in life. It was a fairly good-sized book, and it wasn't a short read. And it wasn't, I think they really dumbed it down for us who are not in the sciences. I think it was done really well, and it covered a whole lot of different studies and things and other, how people dealt with art or added art to people who are, suffering from certain diseases or from mental illnesses and things. Like, there was different ways they did it, and then also showing how just normal, maybe children who need more art in their life, and just to help them calm calm certain parts of them down, I guess. But it was more just to kind of open your mind to other things and people who are more open to things and not so closed off and just want to go one way, and instead you can like see other things and know what other people are thinking and being more open about things. I think it was a really good book on that. I haven't read many books on the brain. I was trying to think if I had read, I must have read one or two over the years, but I can't think of any. So I think it was the first one that really, I read something that was kind of like this. So it was kind of interesting. I did like it. I didn't love it, but like, or, you know, because it's nonfiction. So I always have a hard time. I don't have a hard time rating nonfiction because I rate it off of what I got out of it and what I'll remember. But it's more just like, again, I got out of it kind of, I found it interesting. I learned a few things. But I don't think it was mind-blowing, like, for your brain on art, but I meant, like, it's still, like, again, I just think it was really good. I found it a very solid read, let's put it that way. So, and I'm glad, again, I said, I'm trying to get more nonfiction in. I didn't mean to pick up a nonfiction from the library. That doesn't come off my shelf. But, again, the audiobook was, like, immediately available, and I just picked it up. So, oh well. Anyway. And then the last thing I finished was another Marie Kondo thing. And this is the life-changing manga of tidying up, a magical story. So I read this yesterday morning while I was waiting for my parents to show up. And it is really cute. Like it has her going to visit this client, and the client is very, very messy and has so much stuff and a lot of baggage from her past. And Marie Kondo comes in and they do the whole process, but the manga kind of shows this person going through this transformation and stuff. I mean, this kind of shows you her house is just a disaster. It was just really cute. It was so unneeded for me, like, because I just read the other two books and, you know, I didn't need it, but I love manga and I thought, oh, what the heck, I'll just get it and read it. So it was cute. I did not need to read this, but I did. And it was cute, like as I said. And it was, you know, as I said, it was at the library when I went, and I just picked it up because why not? So anyway, so those are all the things I finished in the first, well, really 11 days of the year. So again, I did a lot, but it also wasn't a lot of pages. It was just, I did a lot of audiobooks last week, and then a lot of smaller things. Anyway, so the books I'm in the middle of right now, I'm reading The Use of Photography by Annie Ernaux and Marc Marie. This was translated from the French by Alison L. Strayer. So I read The Years by Annie Ernaux back in 2020. I had to look it up because I couldn't remember when I read it. Because I'm like, I remember it, but I don't remember a lot about it anymore. I remember I really enjoyed it. I thought it was kind of interesting, laid out for a memoir, talking about her life and stuff. And it was a really powerful book at the time that I read it. But I don't remember as much about it as I'd like to say I do, but I don't remember a lot. But I saw this on the new release rack, so I have to read this quickly to give it back. But I picked it up because it was her and this guy, and they were having they were in a relationship, and early on in their relationship, they started taking pictures of the disaster that they left behind after they got intimate. So their clothes would be screwed all over the floor. And so what they've done is they've picked out, I think it's like 14 or 15 pictures. And it's just like a color picture of a scene from either her house or when they were on vacation or at somewhere else, you know, like it was, and it would just be their clothes, and it'd be certain pieces of the articles on the floor and then whatever's around it. And both of them write short vignettes of something about that scene that like, she is very much usually describing the scene because she is the writer. He is a photographer, so he looks at it differently, and they both tell different stories about, like, it may not be about that day. It might just be about one piece of clothing, and they talk about that, or about the floor, or about the feeling that kind of reminds them of something in their past, or like they stayed in a hotel, and both of them have memories. One stayed there many years before, right after his mother had passed away, and then the other one, remember the last time she had been there was 3 months before her mother passed away. You know, like it was like that. Like they have memories, but they wrote them separately, They went through the pictures, picked them out, and then each of them wrote their vignettes without the other one seeing what they were writing. So they're very different, but they're very short. There's like 2 or 3 pages at the most of each person's writing that connect to a photo. So it's been an interesting read because it's like kind of like a writing exercise in a way. And they're, as I said, they're taking pictures from their life, you know, their clothes on the floor after they've gotten intimate, and coming back the next morning or later that night and taking a picture of what is left there. And it's very interesting. I don't love it or anything. I just think it's very interesting the different ways that their stories tell. They tell different things with the same picture. And again, I know that people do that in creative writing classes and stuff. They pick, you know, you make a story around a picture, and it's really interesting because again, it's their clothes, and it's most of the time it's her house, and it's very, very interesting. So I'm a little over halfway. I'm about 2/3 of the way through. So I have about 45 pages left. So I'm gonna finish this today. So I am, as I said, this was written. The photos all come from like 2003, but I think the book came out in 2007 or 8. And it came out the year, yeah, I think it was 7, and because it came out the year before The Years came out in France, which was a big deal for her. So this was right before that. And so I just thought it was really interesting because it has 2 perspectives and on these pictures. Anyway, I picked this up on a whim at the library. And again, a translated work, and technically it's nonfiction because it's memoir. So I'm like hitting my buttons. But one of the ones I have started that I'm not making a lot of progress in is Kallocaine by Karen Boy. This is translated from the Swedish by David McDuff, which I forgot to mention in my last video, sorry. So this is one of a classic dystopian that I have not gotten to, that I decided, I found out about it last year and bought it. I'm only 32 pages in. I mean, it's only about 170 pages, but it's really hard for me. And again, I feel this way every time I pick up one of these dystopians, because I'm not a dystopian reader, except I feel I have to read all of the dystopian books from this time period because they get like referenced in other books. And so I feel like I have to read this. Because I don't remember what I was looking at not too long ago, and it mentioned Kallocaine, and it was the first time I'd ever actually seen it in a book, and now I can't even remember what it was. And I was like, oh, I need to read that so that I know what they're talking about. Anyway, I'm only, as I said, 32 pages in, so I'm gonna try to do try to read. I tried to do it, but then I got distracted with all the library books that came in, and read 12 or 15 pages a day to try to get through this in the next couple weeks, just to get through it. I want to get through it in in January for sure. I don't want it to carry on too long, but I don't think I can sit down and just blow through this and read it. It's not like how even this one takes me a while to read, but it's lighter material than this. So this is following a guy who Leo. He's a scientist, and so he's on the cusp of having a breakthrough, but then something had happened just a little bit before that, and he is reprimanded for something. And I think that kind of affects everything that goes on because of what his experiment was, and then also what is going on in his personal life, and also being judged by the state that he did something wrong. So I'm not sure exactly what happens because of where I stopped. As I said, I do want to get this done, but I don't think I'm gonna get done this week. I think I'm just gonna make some progress because again, I really did good the first few days, and then I kind of took like half the week off. I didn't pick it up at all. So I'm hoping to get back and to finish that. So those are what I'm reading right now. What I hope to read in the next week is I'm hoping to start my reread of Fourth Wing by Rebecca Yarros. Again, we're just over a week out from Onyx Storm, and I haven't finished Iron Flame yet. So, but I want to reread Fourth Wing. So it's my next audiobook. I'm going to at least start it tomorrow when I'm exercising. I might flip back to physical read, and I might get to the point where I just skim read, because I have read this twice already and I just haven't read it in over a year. But I do want to read it. again, because there are parts I really like. And then try to get myself to read Iron Flame. So I didn't bring that in here, but I also have Iron Flame physically as well as on audio. So we'll see what happens. I'm not sure how that's going to go, but I'm hoping that those are the audiobooks for this week. We'll see what happens. And then I have, again, I have all my library books, all my Card Capture Sakura clear cards. So I have 2 through 15 here. So I do want to try to get those done this week. So I might just read a few volumes every day, or I might, I need to get them done by next week because the first ones I got are due, because I did get them all renewed. I got lucky and was able to get them all renewed. So I do need to get these done. So, but I want to get them done this week is pretty much my goal. So I might be doing a lot of manga this week. So, but I want to do the 14 volumes I have left to get through 15, because 16 is coming out in March. So I want to be ready for that. And again, I really enjoy them. They're just fun. So, and then I'm not sure what else I'll read. Physically I'll be reading the manga, but I might also intersect, put down more. This is the last one I have, Marie Kondo. I know there's one more book, Joy at Work, but I'm not ready for that one. I don't want to talk about work. Anyway, this is Kurashi at Home. I think Kurashi? I don't know how you say that word. At Home, which is how to organize your space and achieve your ideal life. And so it's her, it has a lot of pictures, but there's a lot of words too. So it's definitely like a table book kind of thing, but there's a lot of stuff, and it's going through her method and showing it, I think, in the home kind of stuff. So I don't know. And, we'll see. I just got it because it was at the library when I was there, and I could just get it. So I just got it. And then, because I am such on a translated kick, there are other books that I put on my TBR. Do I remember what they are right now? No. But I'm thinking of reading other translated books. I have another Korean one, Welcome to the Hyunam Dong Bookshop by Hung Bo Rem, I think. Translated by Shauna Tan. So this is another one where, this is the one where a woman, I think her life kind of falls apart, and she decides to open a bookstore. So this is like kind of on that feel good kind of meeting people in your neighborhood kind of thing, I'm guessing. I don't know. It just looks fun, and I've heard good things. So I could read that. Or what's been calling me is Death on Gokumon Island by Shishi Yoko Mizo, which is from more from the golden age of or actually I don't remember what years these were. I'll have to find out what it is. Where is my translation? Hold on. Translated from the Japanese by Louise Heel Kawai. So I have read the first one, The Hanjin Murders, a couple years ago. I meant to read this last year, all year. Like, it's sitting there staring at me. And I did start it at one point, and I only got 36 pages in, so I will restart because I do not remember enough. I remember little details. So this is following Kosuke Kindaichi, which is the detective from the Hanjin murders. So he kind of continues on, and he goes to this island because a friend of his that he knew passed away, and I think it's almost like just after wartime is what I remember, after World War II, but I'm not positive. I need to check my dates on stuff. And he goes to tell his family, that he has passed away on a journey on a boat or something. That's all I remember. But his whole family thinks something's going on, and then I think people start dying. And I don't know if it's like closed, or a isolated location where they can't get off the island. I don't remember. I know that someone has a boating empire, and I don't remember there's just some weird things going on. So, it was published in 1948. Do you have a little sticker? I was like, didn't I put that somewhere? So it was originally published in 1948. So I think this happens, I'm pretty sure it happened right after World War II. I mean, it's published right after, but I meant I think the story takes place then too. I guess we'll find out. But anyway, I do want to read this really soon. So I don't know. I might pick up these physically. I don't know. So anyway, that's it. That's everything. I'm caught up now. on all that. So, as I said, we'll see what I actually do read or listen to. I'm not quite sure. Because again, I've been all over, my brain has been all over. It's really interesting because I made that decision to read more translated and nonfiction, and then I really got it. I haven't done my classics though, I admit, as I said, but I did. I am working on Callocane, and I do want to read more classics. I'm going to try to work those in, but I think I want to get through if I can do the whole binging of the Imperium series with Rebecca Yarros with the Fourth Wing, Iron Flame, and Onyx Storm. So we'll see how that goes. So anyway, that's it. Nothing else is really going on. I hope that the washer machine wasn't too loud through this. Sorry if it was. But anyway, I'm looking over there. I'm like, oh, I have all that great translated works that I want to read. So I don't know what I'm going to pick up. I'm definitely mood reading at this point. So that's why I'm not sure the whole Fourth Wing reread is going to happen, because my brain right now is definitely attracted to certain things. Most of it's translated. So we will see what happens next week. So let me know what you guys are reading, or if you've read any of these, or if there's any of them that I was going to read that you think I should definitely pick up, let me know. And Cooper and I will see you later. Bye.